Hello, everyone. John Bruna here with the Daily Quote. It's such a joy to be with you each and every morning. Let's go ahead and get right to it. There's only 2 days of the year that nothing can be done. One is called yesterday, and the other is called tomorrow. Today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. That's from the 14th Dalai Lama. How much time do we spend in our mind focused on what may or may not happen tomorrow or a week from now? How much stress, worry, and fear do we have in our life about what may or may not happen? And how much do we struggle sometimes with some of the choices that we have made in the past? Today is actually all that really exists. Today is the day that we get to do something. We really don't know what will happen tomorrow. We have, of course, some educated guesses, and our mind's pretty good at projecting some scenarios. But when we actually take some time and look at the stress, worry, fear, anxiety, insecurity that we have in our lives, we find that the vast majority of it is in our mind, but not actually what's happening. And then many things we think may happen don't, and actually some of the things that were pretty terrible in our lives gave rise to something even better. I'm just thinking of myself right now as the struggle of having, going through a divorce and loss, and the pain that happened, incurred in my life. And I had no idea that would one day also lead me to becoming a Buddhist monk, to, living a very different life and learning, just so much about myself and the world. And that would eventually lead me to the life I have today, where I'm married again and no longer a monk, and having the opportunity to live a life of, hopefully benefiting others. So even the moments of our lives that can be pretty traumatic around loss and grief and difficult things also can become the fertilizer of who we are becoming. So having said all of that, there's a big tendency to create a lot of stress, worry, and fear in our lives about what may or may not happen, or to carry some guilt or shame about the past, all of which prevents us from living today. And today comes only once. It is what's actually happening. And one of the big realizations I had once, I was, probably 1999, 2000, somewhere in there. I can clearly remember standing in front of my little duplex in Burbank, California, in front of the house. Everything I had known had fallen apart. And the big epiphany of my life at that moment was that all I need to do to improve my future is take care of today. Today, what is there that I need to do? And this realization popped up that if I take care of today and just focus on that, tomorrow, same thing will happen. And if I keep just taking care of all these todays add up, and my future's improved. It was just this clarity. And so back then I just started making sure I focused on today. It didn't mean I didn't plan for the future. It means that I did what was necessary, what was possible, and planted seeds for a future today. And here I am, 25 years later. Everything that I thought was in such despair back then has given rise to a whole new life beyond anything I can imagine. I can talk on this forever, but I'm trying to keep these quotes short. So that last little bit I just want to share, which is another quote actually, that worrying about tomorrow doesn't make for a better tomorrow. It simply robs today of its joy. So let's go ahead, do our best to make today a day of action, to live, to love, to make our lives more meaningful, to attend to what is truly important as best we can.